How are you? So, our topic, I'm going to continue squares and square roots. About the squares, we have discussed a lot. Now, this part we will take square root. Just simply, opposite case of this square root. So, in this, we will deal with three methods. First, repeated repeated subtraction method. Another one, prime factorization method. And third and last method, long division method. So in long division method and prime factorization method, what we will do, we will discuss in our next lecture. But in this lecture, we will discuss about the repeated subtraction method. And one point to be noted, that these three methods we are going to discuss for the perfect square numbers. We have discussed in our previous video that if suppose 9 is there, 9 we can write sum of consecutive odd numbers 1 plus 3 plus 5, 5, 3, 8 and 1 9 consecutive 3 odd numbers. It means we can write it's a square of 3. We will use this pattern but in another case. Now what is the repeated subtraction method? To get to know the square root of any perfect square number, okay, I'm going to remind you this method first. Now next, like 16 is there, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 and 1 2 3 4 times means 16 is the square of 4. Now I will use this method and we will find out the square root by the repeated subtraction method. I will tell you what is the meaning of this repeated and subtraction method. In repeated suppose we need to find out the square root, and now I am telling you the square root. This is the symbol of square root. Suppose I am going to find out the value of square root of 9, then I will write inside this is the square root of 9. No need to write here anything else. In cube root and in higher roots we will write here, but for square root we will not write anything else here. Now how to calculate? This method is repeated subtraction method. Means from this number we will start to subtract the odd numbers. Okay. First from 9 I will subtract 1. What it is? 8. Now from 8 I will subtract 3. Then it is 5. Now from 5 I will subtract 5. Next odd number, then 0. Now here we got 0. It means how many times we have done subtraction? 1, 2 and 3 times we did subtraction. It means square root of 9 will come 3. Means repeated means again and again we are doing. Subtraction means repeated subtraction means again and again we are doing the subtraction here. That's why this method name is repeated subtraction method. Now again I am telling you one more example. You see, like 16 is there. We need to calculate the square root of 16. If you want to calculate the square root of 16, here like this we will write. Suppose if we need to calculate the square of 5, then square of 5. Or here also without this bracket also you can write square of 5. So this is the square root, this is square. Now how to calculate square root? Now the same method, we will start to subtract the odd numbers from the given number. Here 1, now 15. From 15 we will subtract 3. We are taking odd numbers. Now 12. From 12 we will subtract 5. Now 7. From 7 we will subtract 7, 0. Means how many times we did subtraction? 1, 2, 3 and 4. It means answer will come 4. Again I am telling you this method is only for perfect square numbers, not for the numbers those who are not perfect square number. And the which number is perfect square already we have discussed in the starting section of this chapter. Now one more example I am taking. Like 64 I am taking. Okay, square root. I need to calculate the square root of 64. From 64, I'll subtract 1, then 63. Now from 63, I'm going to subtract 3. Now 60. From 60, now 5. Then 55. Now from 55, I'll subtract 7. Then 48. And then from 48, I will subtract 9. Then 39. And then from 39 I will subtract 11, then 28, and then from 28 I will subtract 13, then 15, and now from 15 I will subtract next odd number 15, 0. Means how many times I perform the subtraction? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It means at last I got 0. 0 is mandatory. 0 should come at last. Finally. Now 8 times. So the answer will come 8. So like this we will solve. But this method further not useful too much because due to this lengthy process. Means in general use we are not taking this method, repeated subtraction method. Whenever question is asking solve by this repeated subtraction method, then only we will use this method. Otherwise I don't think so this is much easy method, because it's easy but it is time taking. Suppose 2 for 225, if you will calculate, then 15 times subtraction you will do. Now for higher terms the number of subtraction will increase. So in that way this method is further not useful. But whenever question is asking solve by the repeated subtraction method, then that time you have to use these steps algorithms to solve the question. So once you try the question from this repeated subtraction method, okay, this is only for the perfect square numbers. Okay students, do exercise, solve questions on this repeated subtraction method.